Hello, good evening. How are you doing? Here I am live from on board Arvia. I'm so excited to be talking to you this evening. Yeah, I can't believe I'm here. And it's so special to be able to go live other than somewhere at home. So here I am in my cabin. Now, I don't know if you saw my cabin tour earlier, but I'm in cabin number 5353 and a lovely balcony cabin. Now, I've not been as low down as a balcony cabin before, but I'm absolutely loving this cabin. It's really, really lovely. You're so near to the ocean as well, and it's so quiet. You don't hear anybody. It is really, really quiet. So once again, thank you so much for joining. Say hi if you're here, and if you also can just yeah, what are you doing this evening? Are you joining me in a drink? Thank you so much, because it is Saturday night. I've not gone live before on a Saturday evening, but this is a very special one. So as you can see, I am in my cabin, like I said. So we've got a lovely little towel animal joining us, as you can see. If you can guess what he is. Now, thank you to the cabin steward. He has been so good. He's been really good and really looked after us. And in this cabin, like I showed you on my cabin tour, if I bring my screen round, you can actually see how close you are to, I don't know if you can see it there, but you can see how close you are to the water. So first of all, can you all hear me okay? So if you want to put any comments to say that you can hear me, that would be good. If you can, just so I know that I'm clear to all of you. And like I say, if you are joining, then please just say hi. Ask your questions. I want to answer as many questions as I possibly can in the next 30 minutes, and then at 5:30 your time, because it's 6 o'clock here, 5:30 your time, then I will announce the winner of the M&S afternoon tea as well. So a couple of comments. Keep your questions coming in. Paul Clay, Paul, all booked for Arvia for next November. Yeah, that's a question. Who is actually booked on Arvia already? Because if you are, let me know. You are in for a real treat. So I'm so pleased that you're booked, Paul, for next November. A lovely Caribbean itinerary as well. And you get on Avia tomorrow. Goodness me. Right, well, I can tell you, Anne, I have it on good authority. There is some holy snail left in Epicurean. So, Anne, tell me what you've got planned. I bet you've got some wonderful things planned. Is this your first time on Arvia as well? Any questions you've got, Anne, then just ask away and I'll answer as many questions as you can. We have had such a brilliant time. And, you know, when you get that feeling that the day before you disembark is always a bit of a lull, because you're packing your case and there's not as many people around. They're all in the cabins packing, and you just know that this time tomorrow it's not going to be the same. So you're in for a real treat. The art, the entertainment, everything has been, in my opinion, and Holly's, superb. We've had an absolute ball. Hi Gail, hi Mike, how are you doing? You both okay? When's your next adventure? You've been on a good few trips this year, so let me know what adventure you're on next, both of you. Hope you're both well. So nice to see you as well. Heather, we go to the Caribbean November the 11th. So you're going this year in next month. Well, tomorrow it'll be next month, on that lovely Caribbean itinerary. For anybody who is going on the Caribbean itineraries, I was lucky enough to do that in February, and I loved it. So I have got a YouTube video out on every single port of call that Arvia visits, with tips and advice and places of interest to go. So if you do want to have a look at that, it is under Hollydaysatsea on this channel YouTube, of course. And yes, it's our first time on Arvia. We've got all the restaurants booked. Oh, do you have a favorite? Do you have a favourite? I'll tell you about our favourite, which is a bit of a surprise to me, or Hull's favourite. You've got all your restaurants booked, all your entertainment. Gail and Mike this November in the Caribbean on Arvia. Oh, goodness me. So you're going as well in a few weeks' time. I bet you absolutely cannot wait. So any questions at all, then please ask. Oh, Gavin, you know it as well. Yes, Deck 5 is really, really special. I didn't realise how special it was. And like Gavin keeps telling me, it's the best kept secret. And for me not to be shouting about it like I am. But it's so unbelievably quiet. And what's nice about Deck 5 is you literally just come out your cabin. You only have to do one flight of stairs. You're on Deck 6 and then Deck 7, Deck 8. So the maximum we've ever done is gone to Deck 8, and we can manage that walking. But it's just a brilliant deck to be on. And when you get back onto the ship, when you've been off for the day, the ship normally you embark, it's Deck 4. You've not to wait for a lift with hundreds of others. You just go on one flight of stairs. So quiet, and you're so near to the sea. So you're right, it is very, very special. Yeah, hopefully Gail and Mike and Heather, you can see each other on board. What a trip, y'all. Hope the weather's lovely. It normally is November to March. You're going to have a ball. And you can't wait to try Green & Co. Yes, well, Holly's vegetarian. My daughter Holly, she's vegetarian. So we booked Green & Co. And I have to say, the food was absolutely exceptional. You can also have the sushi in as well, but the vegetarian and the vegan menu, it was just mind-blowing. But they present it in a way that is quite special, quite different. For example, for dessert, you think you're having soil and you think you're in a garden, but it's not. It's actually chocolate that you can eat, and it's that kind of thing. But it's really, really good. The service, everything is wonderful. It's not cheap. You pay for every item, but there's a cover charge that you prepay before you get on board, and that comes off your bill. I think it's £10 per person, and then you pay for every item. But we absolutely loved it at Green & Co. We really did. So yeah, a great choice. Anne, are you vegetarian or vegan, or is it just being recommended to you? Because I know a lot of people have recommended Green & Co. How wonderful it is. Paul, hi Paul. Your Caribbean Cruise Arvia, you did the rum. Oh yeah, we did the rum blending masterclass in Anderson's Bar. Can you book this in advance? And if so, how? Or is it the case of book as soon as you get on board? That's a really good question. I'm glad you asked it, Paul, because I've done the gin blending masterclass on this sailing, because it's a rum blending. Melvin, who runs the classes, he does the rum during the winter months, because Aurelia, the still, is making the rum from November to March, and then from April then to October, it's the Aurelia is making the gin, the Maribel gin. And as soon as you get on board, you can't pre-book it. You go to Anderson's Bar, and bookings start to open at 4 p.m. on the day of embarkation. So that was the first thing I did when I got on board for the Caribbean one and also this European one, is went to Anderson's Bar, where Melvin is there. You meet him, you meet the team from 4 o'clock. It's £70 per person, and it's a 2-hour class, and they run on sea days. There's only 10 people a class, and there normally is 4 classes on a 2-week itinerary. So if you really want to do it, and I recommend it, Melvin, he's incredible. What he doesn't know about rum and gin is like not knowing, is not worth knowing. He's so good, and he makes it fun. And then you make your own blend of rum, and then you've got to choose a name for your own blend of rum. It's really quite special. I'd have shown you my gin, but I've packed it. But you get a litre bottle. It's 42% proof to take home with you. You also get a rum cocktail when you arrive, and you also get the chance to drink your own rum drink at the end of the class. So very much recommended, but you do it on the day of embarkation from 4 o'clock in Anderson's Bar. Heather, hi Heather. because this is our first time, can you tell me, is the gala, celebration, and captain's table all the same thing? Yes, it is. There is 2 celebration nights, which is like a formal night or a gala night. They're on sea days. You get 1 for each week. And they are called officially celebration nights, and there is just 1. There's nothing else. It's just 1 a week, thank God. It was we had ours. We got on board Arvia on the Sunday, and it was the first Wednesday. Was the first celebration night, and then the second celebration night was last night, and my second celebration night outfit didn't fit. It didn't fit, so have a backup, because for this time I seem to have expanded quite a lot. But yeah, it is just 1. It's celebration night. You also get a little voucher on celebration night in your cabin, and it's from the captain just saying, have a drink on me. And you can have a soft drink, a beer, or a glass of Prosecco, and you just hand that into the bar. But there is just the 1. Oh, I know we just wanted to try something different. Well, like I say, I'm so pleased you've done Green & Co. And yeah, the gin making, like I say, so when you get on tomorrow, just go to Anderson's Bar at 4 o'clock. Paul, can you put in a word in for me? If I could, I would, but in fact, actually, with the gin masterclass, Melvin goes home tomorrow. He has been on board now for 9 months, and he runs the gin, so that'll be interesting. So I may get somebody else other than Melvin. If I could, Paul, I would. I think I'd just have to come with you, if I'm honest with you. But oh, please do it, honestly. I know it's £70 per person, but like I say, you get 2 alcoholic drinks and a bottle to take home as well. So oh, with Melvin. Oh, he's so good, you know, Melvin. Have you ever met him? Has anybody ever met Melvin? Because he is such a nice guy. You talk about the classes in any of the Facebook groups, and he will he has got such rave reviews. It really is wonderful. Yes, Heather, so do I need to pack elasticated waistbands then? Yes, you do. Definitely, for sure. It's not good when your formal dress doesn't fit. But do you know what? We have had, like I say, an absolute ball. We have loved it. We've done kind of more of a vegetarian feel. And as for the dining on board, we have done, I've visited restaurants and eaten food that I probably wouldn't have done. Halls has absolutely loved. I'll be doing a full blog on the vegetarian options on board. But we have found that, because you never know whether you're vegetarian or vegan, are you going to be catered for and gluten-free? But I have to say, because we've literally looked into it in a lot of detail, we were really thank you, P&O Cruises, because they have gone all out to make sure that anybody with any dietary requirements are very well catered for in every single restaurant on board. Some cater for vegetarian options more than others, and I mean by that is some restaurants have maybe 2, 3, 4 choices, and others may just have the 1 choice. But the restaurants that we kind of, our top restaurants for vegetarian menu has to be for breakfast. It was the main dining room. Now, I'm not normally been to the main dining room on board Arvia or Iona for breakfast, normally gone to the quays or the buffet, but we have definitely said the main dining room for breakfast has been by far the best for choice for gluten-free, low sugar, and also vegan and vegetarian. So if you have got any dietary requirements, the main dining room for breakfast has been our top choice. In the evening, we have definitely said our favourite restaurant, I thought it would be Green & Co, but not. We are due to go there shortly in our favourite restaurant, which is the Beach House. Now, you do pay a cover charge for the Beach House. It's £10 per person. You can pre-book it. And then it's everything on the menu is free, apart from a couple of items, e.g. the steak, which is £7.50. But the vegetarian option in the Beach House is fantastic. It really is good. The food is so good. And we are eating again this evening in the beach house. We said together, where shall we eat on the last night? Where have we enjoyed the most and which has catered best for Halls? And we've both said the beach house. And after the beach house, the main dining room, we have eaten quite a bit in the main dining room this time, and we have absolutely loved the choices. And even I have been eating the vegetarian options because never done that before, but the vegetarian options have looked and tasted so much nicer than some of the mains. I mean, I haven't tried all the mains, but I've really enjoyed the vegetarian food, and the main I'm back. I am. I'm so sorry about that. We are, as you know, we are at sea, so the Wi-Fi. Do you know what? It's been fine for the full 2 weeks. It's completely fine. I'll put my glasses back on. So if it goes again, I'll do everything that I can to get it back. So sorry about that. But yeah, it went off and then it won't get back on. So thank you for bearing. Thank you for bearing with me. Sorry, we were on Heather. Lots of questions. So that will we? Oh yes. So I mentioned that about US dollars. Yes, you'll be fine for US dollars, no problem at all. Or you can just get the US dollars on board ship if you wanted to. That's no problem. So we get hi both. Question: we've been on Arvia's sister ship Iona 3 times and absolutely love it. She's lovely, isn't she? Who else has been on both, and which one has better and why? Right. Well, I can't. Iona is lovely, but for me, I don't know how anybody else feels. Please do answer that question too. For me, it's definitely Arvia, and I think the reason for Arvia is just there is more restaurants included. You've got the added addition of Mission Control, which we experienced yesterday. You've got added addition of the altitude skywalk as well. But mainly, I think you've got more restaurant choices that are included in the price than you have on Iona. But Iona is a lovely ship. There's just those few differences, I think, that just elevates, especially for the family market as well. I think it just elevates Arvia. But whichever ship you're on, they're both amazing ships and my favourite out of the P&O fleet for sure. And was the cruise full? Seems to be a few negative reviews about too many passengers. I don't know how full it was. I can imagine it probably was. It normally is when the schools go back and then people go to get away from the kids, etc. But we have had 7 sea days on here, and so in the buffet restaurant, mainly that's where we've found we've not really gone to Horizon much because it has been way too busy. Everywhere else on the ship, we haven't felt it, but I'll tell you the reason why for that. This is the first time we've ever done it, and we booked the retreat for this one because Hulls doesn't really drink. We didn't think it was worth booking the drinks package, so instead of spending the money on the drinks package, we booked the retreat, and the retreat was quiet apart from one day. So we kind of spent a lot of time in there, but everywhere else on the ship we were able to get into all dining venues, we were able to get into all entertainment venues. There was just one particular day we haven't really felt how busy it is, but for us personally, our cruising experience on Arvia, we thoroughly enjoyed it. And we've got Gavin, Gail and Mike, Iona and Arvia are both fantastic, but me, Arvia slightly. Oh, thanks for asking that. It's a really good question, Gail and Mike. Holly, please tell me about Epicurean and breakfast. I did not know they allowed breakfast for guests. They've only started doing it. It's £8.50. And I tell you now, I will do that in a heartbeat again. The dining experience in Epicurean, whether you go for dinner or for breakfast, is like nothing else. It's silver service. It really is special. So there were a lot of people. In fact, there was one couple that was celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary in Epicurean on board. And the captain came down and gave them a letter that had come from their family members from the king. So that was really special. And they celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary in Epicurean. Every time I've been in Epicurean, I've loved it. It's £28 per person for dinner and £8.50 for breakfast, but it really is very special. So if you want to treat yourselves, you don't have to be sweet guests. Anybody can book it. You just walk into Epicurean, say, can I book breakfast? And they'll book it for you. No problem at all, but very recommended, Gavin, definitely. Can you recommend any Tortola excursions? There's nothing on P&O Cruise Planner. Tortola was our first port of call, and we did Cane Garden Bay, and fully enough, that has got thousands of views on the video I did on Tortola, and we just literally got off, did our own thing. There was a little minibus, and we went to Cane Garden Bay, and it was 20 minutes. It was 10 to 15 euros each return. and you literally go up a steep hill, and I mean it's steep. Go up to the top of the mountain, and Cairngorm Bay is at the other side. It's about 20 minutes. Beautiful bay. You've got the rum distillery there as well, and it's lovely. And we just did that, and we did it all ourselves. Also, bear in mind is take cash when you're getting off, because they don't have credit cards, anything to take credit cards. So just take cash when you do get off. But Tortola and Cairngorm Bay is beautiful, Paul. I very, very much recommend it. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, thank you, Gail. Yeah, exactly, Heather. US dollars to the Caribbean, no problems at all. Yeah, I'm back now, Gavin. Internet. Say though, the internet, as you know, they're doing the internet is Starlight Internet, and it was expensive because I've been working on board. It's £24 a day. We've had 7 sea days. That's why I've took it out. No problems with internet at all on any sea day, apart from just now. But it's been amazing. It's been amazing. Oh, I'm so sorry that I lost you guys for a bit. Heather, I'm a bit worried about seasickness. Can you recommend good things to take for this? We've been really lucky. Some of the other anybody else watching may be able to help you with this, but you can go. My advice would be go to Boots and have a word with the pharmacist. I know you can get things, ankle bracelets or bracelets for around your wrist. There are tablets that you can take as well, but I haven't had any issues with seasickness, luckily, but I know many people do. But if I started to suffer, then I would go to Boots, unless anybody who's watching can recommend something that they've taken. But go to Boots, because I do know they have many things over the counter that you can buy and in the aisles that will help. But I know the wristbands are supposed to be really good as well. So try not to worry too much, because when we did the Caribbean sailing, it was really smooth. We had no issues at all of movement on the ship. Even on this cruise, we've had no real issues. Occasionally a bit of movement, but nothing that would that would ruin your holiday. But please do go to Boots and speak to a pharmacist, and they will advise. But I have got a few tips for you that I just wanted to kind of make you aware, especially if you're new to Arvia. I know you're going to the Caribbean in November, and next year quite a few on this live now. But if you are, please don't worry about the virtual queue. If this ship is full, we have had no problems at all. It's really easy, and there's been honestly no problems getting into any of the restaurants. You just literally go on the virtual queue. We've had to wait no more than 10 minutes for the main dining room, and 20 minutes on formal night last night. The other thing as well about the main dining room, that is our favourite restaurant for breakfast. So if you like a nice way to service breakfast, I would recommend that. But it does close at 9:30. The last time to get in the virtual queue for the main dining room is 9:15 a.m. But the breakfast there is really good. And of course, the Epicurean breakfast for £8.50 per person. But there is a lot of dining venues included in the cost. Olive Grove is included. You've got 6th Street Diner. Do you know what? We haven't been in 6th Street Diner. That is the only restaurant I think that we haven't been in. But everywhere we've been, we have thoroughly enjoyed the food. The only place we haven't really visited is, like I've said before, is Horizon. And that is just because it has been a little bit, it's just been manic, and we prefer just to kind of go a little bit quieter. The Keys has been great. Main dining room's been great. We've just had a ball, and you know what? It's just spending that time together as mum and daughter. And it's so funny because the amount of people that have come up to us and said, "Are you two sisters?" I've been lapping it up. I've said thank you very much. So I said, yes, we are sisters. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll take that all day long. So have you any other questions that anybody has got about Arvia? What else can I tell you about Arvia? Yeah, we've talked about the rum and the gin masterclass. We did yesterday, you know, we did. Not done it before, mission control. Now, it was something that I just wanted to kind of experience. It's £20 per person for an adult, £10 for a child. It's 90 minutes. And I'll be honest with you, Halls wasn't too fussed about going, and I kind of get it. We didn't know what to expect. We went. We absolutely loved it. We absolutely loved it. They do two versions. They do an adult version and they also do a child version. And we absolutely loved. It's a show. So you've got to imagine it's a show. You're in a submarine, and there are actors that play the captain and somebody else, and you are all part of a show. So you all get, it's the technology behind it, how you get involved is so good. There were adults of all ages that joined in, and you get a position that when you're in the submarine, you can be the mechanic, you can be the marine biologist, and it was, and you just get it's just, you've just got to do it. It's so much fun, and it's kind of like there's an octopus coming to get you, everybody get on the floor, and we've just hit this and we're gonna die and we need anybody. It's like you've got to get so many puzzles as well correctly. You've got to get out of the submarine because it crashes before everybody dies in this submarine, and we're all trying to escape. And honestly, it was so much fun. We came out after 90 minutes and we thought we would definitely do that again, because the actors, they're so good at portraying all these eventualities and things that are happening in the submarine. And even when the octopus came to get us and she said, jump on the floor, it's going to get us, and we all jumped on the floor. It's so believable. So it's £20 per person. So please, honestly, if you get a sea day and you see that available, it's definitely worth the £20 per person. And the other thing that we did, so this is a tip for you. It's Hull's birthday shortly, so I wanted to treat Hulls on board, and I haven't done this before. We had a massage and also a facial. So they're so expensive, aren't they, on board these ships? So I've never really thought was it worth it, and we did it. And I had the collagen facial and Holly had the hot stones massage, and it was absolutely, that was incredible. It really was. But we booked that as soon as we got on board. But as what I've noticed is when you get the Horizon mag, because you'll get that every single night, that tells you what's on, etc. There's always kind of like special offers, like their farewell spa special, only £69 per person. So don't always think you've got to rush to the spa. If you do, I mean, does anybody book the spa packages or the facials? Don't always think to rush it and book it on the day that you get on board, because as the week goes on, if they're not too busy, then they'll start adding special offers on, and you'll find that the spa packages and the facials get cheaper as the time goes on, as do all the bags and as do all the shops and the jewelry, etc. They're the same. So it was really nice to experience that. And we also experienced the thermal spa. I did do that in February. We did this again. It's £39 for 2 hours. So if you have got any onboard spend, this will take care of all that. £39 for the thermal spa. It's 2 hours. You've got the hot beds. You've got the hydro pool. And one thing that I didn't notice last time, you've got the showers, the rainfall showers, and you've got cold showers, but there's birds singing. It's not just a shower. There's mood lighting in there. There's noises in there of all these birds. Such a great experience. You've got your sauna, you've got your cold room and your steam room. So if you do want to just a nice relaxing time on a sea day, then do the thermal spa. And that is 2 hours for £39 per person. So kind of like I say, we've done things that we've probably not done mission control, not had a facial before, not had a massage before. So we've just, because it's Hull's birthday coming up, we've just spoiled ourselves really, because this isn't something that we're going to do every day, go away for 2 weeks together. Thank you. Yes, because Gail and Mike, you both have also been, haven't you? And you, yeah, thank you for your recommendations. Gail and Mike have also got a great video on Tortola as well, Paul, so that might be worth having a look at. But yeah, you told me about your experience, both of you, in Tortola. But the Caribbean itinerary is amazing. Asking for a friend, is there an option to go down to see the engine? No, not as far as I know. No, there wasn't. Normally you can get like a behind the scenes tour. I haven't seen any of those go on, or a bridge tour. I haven't seen any of those. So as far as I'm aware, then no, there's not. There wasn't the option to do that, unless I've missed it. But that would be really, really good, wouldn't it? Really, really interesting. I know they had a bridge tour this morning, and there was somebody from the bridge talking to you how about the ship works and the build of Arvia, which will be really interesting. So yeah, but no, not as far as I know. I can't believe we're getting off tomorrow. I genuinely can't believe we're getting off tomorrow. The 2 weeks is over. It's absolutely gone so fast. It's like when I think about when we got on 2 weeks ago, it's kind of, it seems like a lifetime ago. So right, let's it's time to draw the winner of the M&S Hamper. Now, 3 weeks ago, I wanted to do a prize giveaway just as a thank you for you guys for following me, and I really appreciate it, all your comments. Thanks for following mine and Hall's journey over the last 2 weeks. I've enjoyed doing the blog every day, and I've enjoyed reading all of your comments. So this is just me giving something back to you. And the reason why I went for an afternoon tea is because that is one thing that I love to do, both at home and on board. And we had an afternoon tea in Epicurean, which was amazing. So I wanted to do the same. So it's an M&S afternoon tea, and I'm also giving away one pair, 2 luggage labels, which are here. Now, nobody has got these, the Hollydaysatsea luggage labels as yet. I will be giving you the option to buy these as well as time goes on, but the really proper good quality luggage labels. So I'm giving a pair of these away, and also the M&S afternoon tea. So the person who won that Holly drew out earlier is, bear with me a minute because I don't know yet. I don't know. So thank you to Halls for drawing this person out. Right, okay. Bear with me a minute. Who is it? Who is it? Alison Schwartz. Can you see that? Alison Schwartz. You are the winner of the afternoon tea and the luggage labels. So I'll be in touch with you when I get home for your address, and I'll get that sent over to you on Monday. So thank you so much to everybody who entered that competition. I'll keep on doing little competitions every now and again. And like I say, it's just as a thank you from me to you, to say thank you for following. So I am going to leave that there because me and Halls are off to the beach house for our final meal. I'll be doing another catch up with you live on YouTube when I'm home. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining on this Saturday evening. And thank you so much, like I say, for all your comments and for following our mum and daughter journey. I'm going to miss that girl so much. I can't begin to tell you. Thank you to everybody at P&O Cruises, and of course the crew on board. They've been absolutely incredible, and they've looked after us and all the other guests so well. So thank you so much, and you enjoy the rest of your evening. And my blog will be going live again, as it does every single night at 10 p.m. this evening on Facebook and Instagram. Anything else that you want to know about Arvia, please do message me privately or message any comment on my Facebook or Instagram pages. Thank you. If you liked this live, I'd appreciate you liking it. And thank you so much for all of your comments. And I'll catch up with you again once I get home. Have a lovely weekend. Take care and bye for now.